It's funny. I brought my tripod so that I can sit my ass down here and, you know, talk to myself. But it's so far away, and I'm enjoying my time out here in the backyard of my parents' home. And the sun is setting, and it's beautiful. And it's like, bitch, fuck the tripod. It's gonna give what it's gonna give. So, we're just in a state of bliss. We're in a state of gratitude, and every time that I find myself in that space, I can only think about the wonderful things. I hope I'm not getting bit, but I'm itchy as fuck. I Whenever I find myself in this space, and I'm very grateful for all the things in my life. I always know that it's connected to my parents, to my family, to the people who support me and who love me unconditionally in their own way. We're somos Dominicanos, so being Dominican, there's always this like tension of making fun of each other and poking at each other, and then we're a house full of fire signs, and then my mom's the only air sign, which makes her a little bit of an instigator. But goddamn, I'm blessed. I don't like talking about that shit because somehow the ego convinces me that it's gloating, but fuck that. I have been blessed extraordinarily with a family who is loving, who is caring, who is considerate. That sometimes they do require a lot in terms of attention. I'm the type of person who likes solitude, and sometimes those are incompatibilities that are not necessarily useful to compromise on, but I make the effort very frequently to come and see them whenever I am in a good headspace, because I want to be present to them, and I want to be interacting with them from a place of center and a place of gratitude. I don't want to be in a space where I am working through some deep internal emotions that may necessarily not be able to help me. And it's not because they don't have the bandwidth, but they may not have the language, and being queer and having different ideas about what gender identity means to you, that language is a little bit incompatible. And not for nothing, sometimes I just don't want to be in a position of teaching all the time with my family, with friends, or with other folks, and being in a space where identity and sexuality is not, it's not that it's not a thing, but it's not necessary for me to go out of my way to teach you what it is and to try to equip you with the language that you need in order for you to interact with me in a way that I feel comfortable with is not always great, So, to not babble on about this, being present 100% of the time with my family when I am visiting them is very important to me, because as much love as there's still some things that I get activated by, and I work very, very diligently to make sure that I'm not acting out, that I'm not being a complete asshole, whenever my boundaries are crossed. But, family tends to do that. Family tends to push your buttons in just the right way that makes you want to blow up. At least for me, speaking for myself. But truly, this video is about the gratitude that I have for them. And goddamn, I'm thankful. I'm fucking thankful. I'm thankful for the love that they surround me with. I'm thankful for the support physically and emotionally. I am getting bit, bitch, because now they're starting to swell up, and I gotta make this quick. But I'm also grateful for the discipline, Abel, that you have instilled in your life that has been important to this gratitude. Because without that discipline, without you looking at yourself honestly, without you looking at yourself with honesty and being realistic with yourself about where you have to be accountable, you wouldn't have been able to be grateful for your family in the way that you are today. There was once upon a time when we found ourselves in a very dark place with our family life. We were 16, we were in the closet and didn't really understand where our life was going to go other than away from the family so that we can be completely and totally ourselves. And the way that life worked out, my dad kind of dragged me out of the closet, and it's been a wrap ever since. And at that time, I was filled with so much anger and so much resentment for my inability and my lack, right, of not being able to express myself, not being able to be myself completely, because my mom was very religious back then, you know, that I planned to just abandon my family life completely and be myself halfway across the country. And I'm glad that that didn't happen, because I'm here sitting today being completely grateful for the way that my mom nourishes me, for the way that my sister expands the creativity in my world, for the way that my brother shows me that discipline is key and consistency is important, and the way that my father has always sought stability within our family. So, Abel, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for sticking with it and for being a little bit more open after you were dragged out of the closet, and standing by your family, because they continue to stand by you. So, te hablo ahorita. Peace out.